Today, for the first time in NCAA volleyball history, 2 unbeatens play for the national title. Next. It is a cool, crisp day in Madison, Wisconsin to make a little history. We welcome you inside the Kohl Center, where we're expecting a record crowd of over 13,000 for the dream matchup. Undefeated Penn State, undefeated Long Beach State. In semifinal action, no problem, Penn State getting by Nebraska and the 49ers drilling Florida. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. I'm Chris Marlowe with Heather Cox. We have a classic for you. East meets West, two teams that don't like each other very much. Long Beach State looking for its third NCAA title. Penn State trying to win its first title and become the first team ever east of the Mississippi River to win it all. Heather, two winning teams, two different styles.
Very different styles. Long Beach is a glamorous team. They have an explosive athletic offense, very similar to the West Coast offense of the San Francisco 49ers. They're fast, they're quick, and they can score on you in a hurry. And then there's Penn State, the blue-collar workers, the Pittsburgh Steelers of collegiate volleyball. They'll punish you, they'll grovel, they'll grind it out. And don't forget, Penn State led the nation in offense all season long, so they may not be flashy, but they know what it takes to get the job done.
Long Beach State is playing at an unbelievably high level. Their setter, the spectacular Misty May, she is doing everything right.
She is amazing. Two-time National Player of the Year, the most diverse player in the country. As a setter, she has much of an offensive weapon as anybody on the court. Made us so many unconventional things that she causes a lot of trouble, really disrupts Penn State's defense.
Penn State just missed a year ago. The Lions are hungry for their championship. And to get that championship, Bonnie Bremner has to play great.
Well, Bonnie Bremner truly is the catalyst for this Penn State team. She may not have been voted National Player of the Year, but she's definitely the second most valuable collegiate player. This three-time All-American has literally been training all of her life for this moment, and she'll give it all up on the court today.
Let's take a look at the Nike starting lineups. First for Penn State, Lindsay Anderson will start opposite. She is the key. The outside hitters experience. Carrie Schoenfeld and Christy Cochran. Emily Stout starts with the All-American Lauren Cacciamani in the middle, and Bonnie Bremner is the setter.
Russ Rose, in his 20th year, has recorded over 600 wins at Penn State and is second nationally in winning percentage, trailing only Stanford's Dawn Shaw.
The Long Beach State 49ers, Christy Kirolf will start outside on the opposite position, but she'll play mostly defensive specialist. Anya Grabovats and Jessica Alvarado are the outside hitters. Benaishi Dillard is in the middle. The great All-American Melissa Oda is a defensive specialist. And, of course, Misty May.
And at the charge, Brian Giammalaro has led the 49ers to 6 national championship appearances and 2 titles, posting a 32-10 record in tournament play.
Best 3 out of 5 game match. Each game of 15 points. You must win by 2. You can only score when you serve, and you cannot touch the net at any time as Misty May stuffs the first ball straight down.
And that's something Long Beach needs to do to win tonight. Big blocking team. Penn State has led the nation in blocking behind Nebraska, and Long Beach doing it for them.
Lindsay Anderson blocked. Here comes Cacciamani, and she puts it away. We can tell you game 1 is critical. Both Long Beach and Penn State are 34-0 when they win game 1. Penn State, when it loses game 1, is still 1-0.
And in fact, Chris, when you talk about game 1 importance, Long Beach has not lost a game since October 2nd. So game 1 crucial for Penn State, who lost a game against Nebraska, so they know how to come back. I think Long Beach won't know quite what to do if it loses the first game.
1-1 in the early going. Penn State in the dark or blue uniforms. Long Beach in white. Set to serve it. Number 8, Anya Grabovats, the junior from Croatia. Free ball, 49ers on the attack. May shoots left, Alvarado.
And that is what you cannot do. With a tough Long Beach serve, they forced Penn State off the net, made the offense predictable. On the other hand, Long Beach's offense going right to the net. You can't block them that way.
So far, Penn State passing poorly. Grabovats shoots it up there out of the back line. Here comes Kirolf, and she puts it away. So the 49ers humming early at 3-1.
Christy Kirolf, I think one of the best back row attackers in the game. She has a phenomenal leap, and that time uses the little short roll shot. Lots of deception.
Bremner looking for a kill, and she gets it. Lauren Cacciamani, a veteran, a first-team All-American, one of the great players in the country, and a future national teamer.
And she has been the go-to player all 5 games of this NCAA tournament.
May shoots left. Alvarado again. Alvarado has been playing brilliantly in the semifinal match. She hit .476 with 12 kills, only 2 errors. One of the big keys as Veronica Walls checks in, the junior from Austin, Texas. Good hitter blocker in the front line for Kirov. Penn State passing poorly so far, and they're having trouble terminating as Long Beach gets another point.
Long Beach's strategy coming in is obviously to serve Christy Cochran, the senior outside hitter who likes to touch a lot of balls, but what Long Beach is trying to do is wear her out so she's not as effective in the front row.
Slam dink, retrieve, Dillard, back over the net. Transition, fast break, here they come. Walls puts it away.
Penn State and Russ Rose knows that you cannot give the 49ers any type of free ball. He basically said if we have Misty on the net, we might as well just let them serve and get in serve-receive position.
On the jam, Benaishi Dillard. The second team All-American slams it down, and suddenly it's 6-1. Still no timeout from head coach Russ Rose.
Well, you know, in the semis against Nebraska, he talked quite a bit about Penn State's ability to come back from behind. He said, I didn't want to waste timeouts until we got to about the 8th point.
Substitution. T. Ibui comes in, and going out is Lauren Cacciamani. Trying to slow down the momentum. Another shank pass, and Penn State in trouble here. Shanking the ball all over the court.
Penn State right now needs to slow things down. Take a deep breath, relax. I think Russ is trying to do that with his substitution pattern, knowing that this could be a long game. He's saving his 2 allotted timeouts and trying to slow down the pace here with the subs.
I say you better take a timeout soon or it's going to be a short game. Here comes Misty May, the second greatest server in Long Beach State history behind Antoinette White. Bremner, slam dunk! And Penn State finally gets a side out. A side out means, for you new volleyball fans, you get possession of the ball. You get the side out, you get the serve. There's a pass over the net, could be a point, and it is. So a tough serve by Penn State gets a point, and it's 7-2.
This is a strong rotation for Penn State. Schoenfeld matched up against Dillard. It's a matchup that Russ Rose wanted early.
Great pass, here comes Alvarado. She chops it inside, it's dug, going. Penn State has it up. Into the net. You would have to say the longer the rally goes, the better for Penn State. Long Beach wants to terminate.
Long Beach is a one-strike and you're out type of offense. On the first contact, they want to terminate the ball. Both teams, however, very strong defensively.
Misty Dillard put the ball in play, and Brandy Barrett, the junior from Spokane, Washington, who was very outspoken at the press conference yesterday, stuffs one down. So the Long Beach State 49ers have the Penn State Nittany Lions on the run at the moment. Game 1, 8-2, the Beach. Right now, the Beach is running them. And there is Brandy Barrett, who made some disparaging remarks that were set up as bulletin board material for Penn State. Of course, a lot of controversy between these two teams in terms of who is the best team in the nation, but who is the #1 seed, the #1 ranked team. We'll get into that in a minute. So far, it's been shoddy passing by Penn State. Great playing by Long Beach State. Walls is a lefty. She tries to jam it. And Long Beach State gets the point. Speaking about Brandy Barrett, yesterday, an article in the paper, some California wine. Some perceived California whining. And Brandy Barrett said that Penn State had a cream puff schedule, a cakewalk to the final. We'll show you that when we come back. 9-2 Long Beach leading Penn State. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox back in Madison, Wisconsin. Game 1, Long Beach State racing out to a 9-2 lead. Long Beach State will serve it up. This is Benaishi Dillard, a 6'1" senior from Kent, Washington. Penn State, good pass. Bremner sets left. And Anderson hits it into the bottom of the net.
That's Anderson's first attack, and she is the wild card. I think she is the key for the Nittany Lions. Had a poor performance in the finals against Stanford a year ago. All year long has worked to erase that memory. Actually didn't play well, though, against Nebraska in the semis.
hit just 0-31.
Had a great defensive game, however, 21 digs, but just 7 kills, and Anderson needs to step up, get more than about 10 to 15 kills in this match.
Penn State trailing 10-2. Long Beach State now will send Jessica Alvarado back to serve. Good pass, back set, stuff.
So already Long Beach with 4 stuff blocks about Penn State. Penn State had not been out-blocked in the entire year heading into this national championship. Actually were out-blocked against Nebraska for the first time all year.
Pace is very fast, and it really favors Long Beach right now. Make it 12-2.
Long Beach just such great starters. Brian Gimolaro and the entire coaching squad always have them prepared to do battle. We're back behind in the wings, stretching, warming up, came out at the very last minute. Stay away from all the distractions.
Russ Rose forced to take his second time out. It's an 11-1 run for the Niners. Welcome back to Madison. Long Beach State racing out to a 12-2 lead. A reminder that in 1999, the Women's World Cup is coming to America. Join ESPN, ESPN2, and ABC next year as the best women's soccer players in the world come to the United States. The Norwegian team tries to defend its title. The Women's World Cup coming to the United States. Misty May dishing, the 2-time ABCA College Player of the Year. A sure bet to be on the 2000 Olympic team if she doesn't go onto the beach and start playing there. Unlimited potential. A lot of people talk about her in the same vein as Karch Karai. That's how great she is. Out of the back line, a put away for Penn State. Assess Penn State's problems so far.
It's ball control. They have gone after Christy Cochran. She's getting some good passes, but every time until that play when they've had a good pass and been able to run the offense, they've had a hitting error, which is quite uncharacteristic. Penn State has led the nation all year in hit percentage, so very tense early.
Calvin Miller, the defensive specialist, is in, and she makes a dig. Left side, Cochran off speed. Wall sets quick, Barrett. And Barrett puts it away. No, she touched the net. Let's see. Long Beach complaining.
Misty May saying it was on the blocker, but indeed Penn State with the ball. Calvin Miller with a great dig, had a career night in digs against Nebraska. Here's the great up, and there's the net for the Penn State ball.
Barrett dug. Walls on 2. Brian Gimolaro likes to have a good lefty in the front line, and Walls is that. You remember Alicia Mills from past teams. The big lefty as Christy Kurolf comes back in. Front line of Long Beach. And the serve of Kurolf. 12-3 here in game 1. May sets left, it's low. Tip coming up, chance for transition. Set in the middle, Cacciamani. Cacciamani really is the only one that's looked her normal self. Penn State has not played well in this game 1, at least so far. Alvarado, Misty May, and that's going to be a kill.
And a huge sign for Long Beach that they have actually won the long rallies of this first game, about 3 long rallies, and so far, Long Beach siding out on all of them. Good defensive play.
Kurolf at 13-3. Off the block, play action, back set, Barrett. Just to finish the Brandy Barrett story, she basically said some disparaging things in the press conference yesterday. Brian Gimolaro tried to get her not to say, I'm going to retract him, and it has inspired the Penn State team, although we're not seeing it right now.
Well, I think 2 things came out of that. One is it inspired Penn State. In fact, they told me that on the bus ride over here, they all passed around the paper, were laughing at it, said, what happened? It obviously didn't help them, though, and didn't motivate them enough.
If you can play like that, it doesn't matter what you say. Backing it up in game 1, Brian Gimolaro's Long Beach State 49ers. Game 1 over in a hurry. 15-3. Can Penn State and Russ Rose regroup? We'll find out right after this. Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. We're in the Kohl Center. A huge crowd watching 2 undefeated teams, and Long Beach State blasting Penn State in game 1.
Well, Long Beach State has the quickest offense in the country, and we saw it in game 1. Penn State's game is all about blocking. You see the big bagel there. Long Beach with 4 key blocks, forcing Penn State to hit negative in game 1. 8 hitting errors for the Nittany Lions.
One thing to keep a watch out on, Penn State passing the ball. Can they get the ball up to the net? So far, they haven't been able to. Brian Gimolaro, a brilliant trainer of women. He won the NCAA championship in '93. He had won one previously in 1989, and he has his women trained in the fundamentals as well as any coach.
Well, it's amazing to come and watch a practice. They definitely win warm-ups, win practice, win routines. Penn State, on the other hand, very loose, a reflection of Russ Rose. Likes to enjoy themselves, have fun.
Only the 5th game that Penn State has lost this year. Let's see how the Nittany Lions regroup. It's an experienced team that was here last year. Can they adjust? They'll start off with Schoenfeld, and the ball is dug up, and it stays in. Bremner back set. Long Beach on the run. Anderson out of bounds. No touch detected. Point Long Beach.
You talk about the experience of this Penn State squad. They returned 5 starters from a team a year ago that was just points away from winning the national title. The only new player, Emily Stout, in the middle.
Penn State very tentative right now as Long Beach is running them. Around the horn, and that ball drops.
And that's the matchup Russ Rose wanted. He designed this whole starting lineup for Carrie Schoenfeld to be up one-on-one against Benaishi Dillard, who's very good at the slide because she's next to the setter in a 2-hitter rotation.
2-0 is our score. Leilani Schoenfeld is one of the defensive players starting. Great dig in the backcourt by Christy Kiroff. Kiroff, a junior from Yorba Linda, California. Oda makes the dig. May sets left side. Alvarado with the drive.
Alvarado, a player that was absent from last year's national championships, had surgery on her hand, was not able to play until the 4th game against Stanford. She came in and made a huge difference, actually brought her team back into it.
Shank pass, Long Beach coming. Oh, and Long Beach pulls the husband and wife play. No communication.
And mark that at 0-3. A huge turnaround, big play for Penn State right now is when they need to capitalize on the miscommunication.
Shank pass, the hubby wife can do some damage psychologically, and Brian Gimolaro trying to focus his team. 3-1 now here in game 2.
Now Penn State picking up the pace. You see they're going back, they're hurrying, they're getting the ball quickly. Ketchiamani already looking for the ball to serve again. That's Long Beach's style.
Ketchiamani serving. May back set, nobody there. And Benaishi Dillard puts it away. Dillard, as we mentioned, made 2nd team All-America. Most observers thought she got robbed, including Brian Gimolaro, who said she is the best middle blocker in the country. I don't know how she got left off that 1st team.
Well, she led a team that was ranked #1 in the nation most of the year in kills per game as well.
Here comes Schoenfeld, and she has her best hit of the afternoon.
Schoenfeld has been huge in huge matches, was brilliant against Stanford in the finals, 21 kills. She really steps it up, finds the seam in that attack.
Long Beach on the attack, poked up. And what do we got? One of the Penn State players was under the net. You can step on the line on the sport court in the middle of the court, but you can't put your foot all the way under. So Benaishi Dillard will put the ball in play. And she tips the net. Who do you think has the serving advantage between these two teams?
It's a tough call because in the championship matches, you know, teams do not serve as well. Long Beach has more aces per game. They're a tougher serving team, but I think it comes down to composure and focus in such an important match.
Long Beach, May sets left side, and down the line goes Brandy Barrett. After she made those comments, it was kind of interesting, the Penn State player, she said that? Well, what number is she?
And then they said, what year is she? She must be a freshman. They were stunned to hear that she was a junior. I thought she should probably know a little better.
Good pass by Cochran. Ketchiamani out of the back line, and suddenly Penn State looks a lot better. Amazing what a little hubby and wife play can do. Maybe it just showed Penn State that Long Beach is human.
Right, and it settled Penn State down. They're playing within their rhythm. In game 1, all they did was try and play catch-up to a very quick Long Beach squad.
Serving is Kalna Miller. 3-2 in game 2, and the put away. So Barrett is off to a great start. She talked it up in the press conference yesterday, but she looks good. 3 kills and a block. Of course, the controversy all stems back to last year when Long Beach State and Penn State were vying for that #1 seed, and it was a key last year because there were 2 other great teams in the final. Long Beach stuck with playing Stanford in that semifinal, and Brian Gimolaro felt his team deserved better. Christy Cochran, number 11, a devoted weightlifter, puts it away. Her first kill.
And she has to be huge. In fact, Russ Rose thinks she needs to match Veronica Wall's number for number.
Shank pass by Dillard. May, and Bremner will set left. Cochran got a touch.
So now Cochran with 2 kills. Veronica Walls has 3.
And serving is Lindsay Anderson. And Penn State serving tough and taking its first lead of the afternoon.
I like the way Penn State is serving low floaters right over the top of the net, and they're really creating angles. Anderson in the right back corner serving deep to the left back side of Long Beach.
3 aces have resulted in 4 points. Ball dug up. Bonnie Bremner will play it over. 49ers on the attack. May slam dink. Misty May came into the championship weekend with 221 kills. She had 13 in a match earlier, so she can slam it and wham it.
And how impressive was she against Florida in the semis? A triple-double in just 3 games. Double digits, kills, digs, and assists.
Melissa Ota is in to serve, the sophomore from Cypress, California, and the ball spiked down the line. The one constant so far for Penn State has been great play from Lauren Cacciamani. 5 kills and 2 aces, as Penn State will now substitute. Here comes the best server on the team, Leilani Schlattfeld, a sophomore from Brasilia, Brazil.
And started game 2 with a service error. She has to be a consistent server when you come in as a DS.
Right side, little tip. Oh, and Penn State with their own version of the hubby wife. A little no communication. Can you have the hubby wife in women's volleyball? I guess you can.
So. It means the same thing. Absolutely no communication, and it shows the magnitude of this match. These are mistakes that you would never see these teams make in the regular season.
Sometimes you see that with the setter and the defensive specialist. Big bomb dug up. Nice play there. Long Beach State on the attack. It's 4-3. Oh, and it's shanked out of bounds. Bumped out of bounds by Misty May. You don't see that very often. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. Very large crowd on hand at the Kohl Center to watch the NCAA championship final between 2 undefeated teams. It has never happened in the history of the sport where 2 undefeated teams have met for the championship. Long Beach State winning game 1, 15-3. This is game 2. Penn State leading by 1, 4-3. Veronica Walls is back in the front line for Long Beach. Get past there, Bremner around the horn. Here comes Schoenfeld. Dug up, and it's going into the antenna.
And that's something that Penn State wants to do, is side out immediately. Once Misty May gets the serve, she's led all players in aces in this tournament. In fact, set a record. So if they can side out and not allow any points, they're in good shape.
Bremner short serve, tipped over. Great play. Bremner has it up. Penn State will shovel a free ball. 49ers having a little trouble with ball control. Walls, she's blocked. May shoots deep. Cacciamani is there, right side. Anderson. Touch. Give the ball to Penn State.
And right now you are seeing a direct reflection of the article in the newspaper today. The news reports this crowd favors Penn State right now. They are not happy with the comments made by Long Beach.
Stop block. 6-3. Of course, this is a Big Ten city, so you would think that Wisconsin would be rooting for Penn State. And Long Beach will get the ball back. Moments ago, Penn State's first block of the match as Brandy Barrett checks back in. And Melissa Ota goes out. There's Parrott. Serving Benaisi Dillard. That could be a point coming up, and it is. So Dillard with the serve. And Alvarado with the kill.
And this is a great move by Russ Rose. Bring Christy Cochran back in. She's the type of player that thrives on being in an all-6 rotation, getting a lot of touches. Expect Long Beach to serve her right here.
They don't. They go to Schoenfeld, and she responds. Out of the back line, Schoenfeld. And that's it. And Penn State confused. And there seems to be some confusion, well, between a number of players. That was Emily Stout, number 1. 6-5 Penn State. Anderson hitting tentatively. She thought she got a touch. I kind of heard a little mini touch, but it wasn't enough to get anybody's attention.
But saw it deflect.
6-6 Long Beach. Bremner back set, and Schoenfeld is into the bottom of the net. So the 6-4 lead for Penn State given right back to Long Beach State. 49ers by 1 now, 7-6. Fast pace of this match, really going. Not much siding out. just like side out a couple times, point, 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 point.
A lot of termination and a lot of offense we've seen on both sides, plus some ball control mistakes mixed in the middle.
Deep serve, they're working on Grabovats. May, quick set, yeah. Veronica Walls.
What's so impressive about Long Beach State's outside hitters is watch Walls. She is a right side player, but she's running an attack that a middle blocker would normally hit.
4 kills for Walls so far. Cochran runs under it, she hits it out. Point Long Beach, so Long Beach now on a hot streak. 13 hitting errors for Penn State as Long Beach once again has assumed control. 49ers 8, Lions 6. We're back. Long Beach State winning game 1 easily, leading here in game 2. The first bowl game of the season is coming your way. Up next, after volleyball on the Deuce, the San Diego State Aztecs and the North Carolina Tar Heels. San Diego State has a great all-WAC receiver, Damon Gordine. He will go up against 2-time All-American defensive specialist, Dre Bly. The Aztecs and the Tar Heels.
Russ Rose very nervous about his team getting a little tight. Last year before the finals against Stanford, they played a little balloon volleyball in the locker room. He thought they were very loose, but they came out tight. Today, he had a sports psychologist come in for 15 minutes in the locker room to keep them occupied, try and motivate them a little bit. He tried a different tactic, but the same result. This team very tight in game 1.
Russ Rose, very calm and collected, but he's an outstanding coach, known for his strategy and tactics, changing lineups, moving things around, substituting. So here we go. Long Beach State is in white. Penn State is in blue. Oh, and Veronica Walls puts a hat on it as Cochran gets roofed again.
And this time, Bonnie Bremner gets the perfect pass, does a little 32 and inside set to Cochran, but Walls and Barrett read it perfectly.
9-6 Beach. Bremner out of the back line. Cacciamani cuts it back. Very interesting game 1. Long Beach led 3-0. And then had a hubby and wife play. Then 6 in a row for Penn State to get to 6-3. Then Penn State had a hubby and wife play. Long Beach has since scored 6 unanswered points. So the hubby-wife plays very, very key in game 2. Once again, the hubby-wife, no communication between two teammates. Veronica Walls, Doug. Chance right here, Cacciamani. And if I'm Bonnie Bremner, I said Cacciamani every time I can.
Well, she has been the go-to player, 7 kills right now. And what's impressive about Cacciamani, so different than Long Beach's middles, in that she hits the second tempo or the slower hits.
The value of number 5, Misty May. Up high, one hand to Barrett on the handoff.
Misty May has done for the setting position what I think Magic Johnson did for the point guard position. She has completely changed the setting position. Amazing one-handed set.
Athletic Christy Kirov into serve. Bremner into Cacciamani, and that strategy paying off. Here's Lauren Cacciamani, 5th in the nation in hitting, 3rd in blocking, and she's been big so far. 7 kills, hitting .428. Bad pass, boy. Penn State working that left corner. Bremner sets Cacciamani, it was too low.
No tips on transition.
Alvarado, Alberta Grabovats, and that's on the line.
And that's exactly what you cannot do if you're Penn State against Long Beach. You cannot give them down balls, free balls, or tips, especially off such a great transition play. You will lose the ball.
Checking in a terrific defensive player, Melissa Ota out of Whitney High School in California. Her parents are instructors at Whittier College. There's a dig, chasing, and Alvarado's got it. Ota up high. Well, that was out. She was in the black. Here comes Cochran. And Cochran, maybe she just wanted to get a good swing at it, so she took it.
Nice huge swing. Russ Rose says when she can use her power and use her vertical jump, she does not play like a 5'10" player.
Here comes Leilani Schlotfeld going out as Cochran. So Schlotfeld will serve. And Russ Rose counseling Cochran where to go and what to do. That ball out of bounds, and Penn State gets a point. So the Nittany Lions pull to within 1. This is game 2. Penn State got bombed in the first. Cacciamani jamming, and Penn State has tied it up. 9-9.
Is Lauren Cacciamani. I talked to her before the match, and I said, good luck, Lauren. And she said, Heather, it's not about luck, and that's it. It's all about skill.
Cacciamani, did she get a touch? You know, Cacciamani is getting a little too close to the net on some of her plays, and she's not allowing herself some swinging room.
Sometimes she cuffs herself at the net. Needs to stay a good 1.5 feet off of the net.
At least at the start of the play, until you see where that overpass is coming. That's legal. It's ugly, but it's legal. Schoenfeld, that's ugly, and that's out. So Penn State, bad play. Beach gets a point, 10-9. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox, timeout. Timeout. Russ Rose unhappy with that sequence of plays, and we're going to take a quick timeout. Long Beach leading in this match 1-0, and by a point here in game 2. Welcome back to the NCAA championship final for the first time ever. 2 undefeated teams meeting, Long Beach State and Penn State. The Bremners, Julie on the left, the former UCLA star and national champion. Bonnie Bremner on the right, trying to get her first title.
And Julie here to support her sister. Last year when they lost to Stanford, Bonnie came home for Christmas break and Julie said, "Why didn't you win?" Bonnie said, "I was looking for a little support here from my sister," but she's got it tonight. Not only Julie, but her other sister Kelly and brother John and mom Joy in attendance. All painted faces, tons of signs.
10-9 here in game 2. Critical game 2. And there's a block. Jessica Alvarado has been unbelievable. Her first block on the afternoon. Alvarado hitting .333 with 4 kills. She's been good. Good pass. Slam dink. Misty May coming. She tips deep. A little too cute that time. Miller was on it easily. Schoenfeld. Ball dug up. Alvarado scoop. And Long Beach shovels it over. Good play there. Bremner slam dink. Wow, that was a big play by Bonnie Bremner.
Huge, so instinctive. She has been playing volleyball since a very young age, probably has more reps than anybody else I know, so she's very instinctive at the net with the ball.
Emily Stout rotates to the front line. Kachiamani goes to the back line. Over the top, ball could not be brought up. And the side out once again to Long Beach. Long Beach getting through the Mountain Regional, beating Southern, Arizona, Illinois, and Texas. And then in the semifinal, the 3-0 beating of Florida. Here comes Misty May. Already the NCAA tournament record holder in aces. Schoenfeld trying to work line. She hit it out. And it's 12-9. So Long Beach starting to get momentum, and Russ Rose has to take time out.
I think Russ right now wants to ice the server. Misty May, a very strong server. This is a point-scoring rotation for Long Beach. Russ also needs to inspire his outside hitters. So far, the 3 of them have not been as effective as he needs.
Key stat right now, 19 kills for Penn State, but they have made 18 errors, Heather, and that's way too many to win a title.
And 3 players right now, 3 starters hitting negative numbers, both Schoenfeld and Anderson with more errors than kills.
We are at the Kohl Center in the midst of a great college town, Madison, Wisconsin, home of Wisconsin Badger volleyball under John Cook, which is superior. Brian Gimolaro, a little earlier, we asked him about his great setter, Misty May. This is what he said.
One of the great teammates and one of the great people besides being the player. I think she's the hope for volleyball. I think that she's incredibly dynamic, adds something special to volleyball that I haven't seen before. But she's just as good as a teammate, and when she's away from the game, be careful. You know, she's as much fun to be around as any player I've ever known.
Her parents, Butch and Barbara, extremely athletic. Her father, Butch, on the 1968 Olympic team. Her mother, a star player on the beach, and she has it all.
She does it all, and the amazing part is you watch her set and the touch on the ball. She did not set until she was a freshman in college, spent 4 years at Newport Harbor as an outside hitter.
Well, she's learned well under assistant coach Debbie Green, the settings coach and assistant for Long Beach.
And Russ Rose got out of his timeout what he wanted, and that was a service error.
12-9 game 2. Glad you're with us here on ESPN2, and Lindsay Anderson comes alive. She was most valuable player in the Penn State Classic earlier in the year. She can get very, very hot. She made second team All-America. She needs to step up. Into the middle. Good shot there by Benaishi Dillard. 12-10 is our score. Long Beach by 2. Dillard has 5 kills. Brandy Barrett back into the front line. Bremner, trouble, jamming down the line. May, back set, Walls. Oh, is she powerful. Interestingly, she has a little baby. The father is a basketball player on the 49er squad, Antron Lee.
The two of them at home watching. Jamison did not travel this time, has actually gone on road trips, went up to UOP during the season with Veronica.
Jamison can pound, I heard. He can pound the cross. Long Beach 13, Penn State 10. Schoenfeld, unable to terminate. Long Beach, oh, and Long Beach a little confused on that play. Penn State gets another opportunity. They need to kill one, and they do.
Schoenfeld mixing it up with Anderson that time. The last two rallies, Anderson has stayed on the left blocking against Walls, and Schoenfeld has moved out on the right.
Schoenfeld and Anderson both hitting negative right now. And you know what that means if you're a volleyball fan. That means you have more errors than kills in your attempt package. Negative is not good. Plus 300 is very good. Bad pass. Bremner out of the back line. Cacciamani. This play has been very, very effective. And it works again. For Lauren Cacciamani, she has been the gun. 9 kills. And now going out will be Emily Stout, and coming back in will be Kalma Miller. Miller, the great semifinal, as Heather mentioned. Miller will serve. Good rotation. Off the hands. Randy Barrett. Backing up Toth. And pounding.
Randy Barrett so improved over the summer, spent some time training with the USA National A2 team, then was hampered by a back injury, but it brought her a lot of confidence coming into fall camp.
There's the Kirov serving. Bad pass again by Penn State. And the tap down by Misty May. It is 14-10. First chance, game point, Long Beach. Anderson with authority.
And that is what Bonnie Bremner is asking for in every play. The beautiful pass sets up 3 offensive weapons, which will split the Long Beach block.
So now Anderson will serve. I think all the Penn State hitters have to hit more with a little more ferocity. You know, hit harder, try harder, bang the ball. Anya Roberts playing with very painful knees. Whacks that ball down, and Brian Gimolaro's squad will have its second chance at game point. Long Beach has been so unbelievable this year, not only winning all their matches, but winning games in a row. 67 in a row. May sets it up sweetly for Benaishi Dillard, and that is it. Fans are chanting beach, 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 as the Long Beach State 49ers are humming. 15-3, 15-10. Penn State down 2 games, and we'll continue. More coverage on the Deuce after this. 15-3, 15-10. Fans were wondering, could Penn State stay with the beach? Not so far, Heather.
Hitting errors have plagued the Nittany Lions. This is a team that hits .356 on the year. They're hitting .062, 18 hitting errors. A product of the outside hitters just haven't gotten anything going. And Emily Stout for Penn State is held without a kill so far. Then you look at Long Beach's middles. They have dominated, both hitting over 500. They've combined for 11 kills.
Chance to make history in this game for Long Beach. If they win it, they will finish undefeated and become the first NCAA champion to go undefeated. 2 teams have done it in college volleyball in the past when it was AIAW. The 1972 Long Beach team and the 1977 USC team. But nobody's done it NCAA-wise. And somebody is going to do it today. Misty May's squad with a 2 games to none lead. What adjustments, if you were Russ Rose, would you have made?
I'm sitting here looking at all my keys to beating Long Beach State, and it actually goes off my board onto 2 Post-its. It's huge. Many things that they can do. It'll be interesting to see what type of adjustments or matchup switches Russ makes for game 3.
Alvarado over the top, Bremner left side. Here comes Cochran. That roll shot will not work against Long Beach. That will. Benaishi Dillard down the line.
And that's already one matchup that they have changed. Dillard now matching up with Cochran. Dillard so effective on the slide. Schoenfeld wasn't stopping her. Now they'll give Cochran a chance.
Same matchups we had in game 2. Long Beach 2. Kachiamani. A powerful spike side out.
That's one thing that I think Penn State needs to do is vary the point of attack. Kachiamani hitting a lot in front of the setter in the first 2 games, and that time going behind the setter just shows Long Beach a different look.
Checking in, number 15, Leilani Schlotfeld. Good serve ace.
Serving has been the one bright spot for Penn State. That's the 3rd service ace. Long Beach with just 1. Long Beach usually has more aces than their opponent.
Left side, here comes Alvarado, and she cranks it right down over the head of Julie Bremner. 6 kills for Alvarado. The man who coached USC back in 1977, 38-0. Folks say that is the greatest volleyball team of all time, and I agree.
6 All-Americans, now the head coach at Michigan State.
Yeah, and 5 of those All-Americans that went on to play on the Olympic team at one time during their career. There's Chuck, a veteran coach, one of the great minds in volleyball. Michigan State had a good year this year, but I believe upset by Pepperdine in one of the early rounds.
Exactly, one of the big upsets
Shocking
of the
upset.
tournament. Jenna Roble, a great senior season.
Veronica Walls is having hitting practice. Is she that open, or are they just misreading her?
Well, what's happening is the sets are so quick. Watch how low that is for a back set. The Penn State block just doesn't get there, leaves a wide open seam.
So far, Emily Stout, number 1, does not have a kill, and that goes over. May, right to Barrett. And Penn State has no answer at the moment for the Long Beach attack. When we said lightning fast at the top, we meant it. This is about as fast an attack as college volleyball has ever had.
And they're not the same. They don't get into any repetitions with sets.
Kachiamani pokes it up. Someone touched the net, and they're going to call it on Long Beach. We're in the midst of the Kohl Center, beautiful building here in Madison, Wisconsin. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, glad you're with us. The NCAA championship final. It hasn't worked out quite like expected. Most people thought that this would be a competitive match. It has not been. Long Beach has just smothered Penn State so far.
Long Beach stepped on the court, and from point 1 has just been 100% all cylinders go. It's taken a while for Penn State to get into their rhythm.
Ball is dug. One thing Brian Jamilaro told me before the match, he said, we haven't been out-dug in 5 years. We have a great defensive team. Hard to argue with him. Ball is blocked. Penn State also has a great defensive team. Long rally here. Penn State back line. Kachiamani. Oh, another dig by Long Beach. That was Alvarado. Beach shovels it over. 3-1. Anderson. Back over the net. Here comes May. May sneaks it to Barrett. Long rally. Really long rally. Long Beach, May shoots it over. Bremner shoots it back. Going to get it. Here comes Dillard. A rally that could turn it around for Penn State, and they get it. I would say that was one they had to have.
Huge momentum boost for Penn State after some great defense. Didn't get the offensive swings they wanted, but defense won that rally.
3-1, it wasn't a point. Beach with a shank, here comes Grabovats. Cochran back in the left front, out of the back line, Kachiamani, and she thunders it. Penn State continues to serve. Down 3-2. Great pass, Dillard coming around as Barrett. Waiting to see if Penn State ever blocks Barrett, if they'll scream at her a little, but so far they haven't been able to. Right side, fantastic dig. May, she wants the ball. It goes to Walls instead. Bremner shoots left. Cochran. Was it in? Yes, it was. Substitution. Veronica Walls goes out. Chrissy Kirolf back in.
Here's Cochran off the hands of the block. Watch it roll off the tape, and that ball falls right into the court.
Long Beach up by 1, 3-2 in game 3. Kachiamani tip. Oh, and finally, a tip goes down on Long Beach.
And Kachiamani is so good at a back row attack because if you watch her from the back row, middle back, she is actually leaving for her attempt before the set. She's already in motion before the ball is even in the hands of Bonnie Bremner. A huge, powerful back row attack.
13 kills for Kachiamani. Back set, here comes Barrett. Going to get it is Miller. Chance for a point, Cochran. Not yet, Kiroff right there, play action 3-2. Barrett was off balance, here comes Bremner. Back set, Anderson, got it. Lindsay Anderson, they're trying to get her numbers up over negative. She's still negative 76.
Nice tight set, splits the block, goes right in, a good quick arm swing.
3-3, Penn State has tied it up. Here comes Grabovats, dug up. Cochran, no, not that time. May blocks her back. Good action here at the start of game 3.
For a lot of people that think that Penn State has no chance of coming back, don't forget a year ago against Stanford in this very same match, down 0-2, came back to win games 3 and 4, ended up losing in 5.
Over the top and down. Once again, it is Lauren Kachiamani, first team All-America, junior from Paramus, New Jersey.
Who actually has suffered from exercise-induced asthma all year long, really struggled in practice yesterday.
Kiroff out of the back line, drills it, going is Miller, going! She can't get there. Wow, that was a big hit by Christy Kiroff. Interesting, Kiroff, #1 in white. She doesn't play in the front line because her numbers are not that effective, but they love to set her in the back line.
Well, you watch her approach, it's a lot like a long jumper. Well, ironically, an NCAA caliber long jumper for the track and field team.
Nearly 19 feet. She was a 1996 All-American in track and field.
Not only the long jump, but the high jump, 5'11", out jumps her height, also a javelin thrower.
3-3 in game 3. Obviously a critical one for Penn State. And Penn State, oh, they got a break. Their block was confused. Dillard hit it right out of bounds.
With all the crossing patterns offensively that Long Beach runs, Penn State's block has got to communicate. One person has to jump with Misty May, but sometimes it's the middle blocker, sometimes it's the outside hitter.
Cochran getting some advice from Russ Rose. Schlotfeld serves it. Shank pass. Should be a free ball now for Penn State. Chance to score. Penn State, Bremner sets quick. Kachiamani, no. Grabovats. Bremner got it.
And Bremner's intensity is impressive. 4 kills, below her average, but she is so instinctive at the net. A nice aggressive swing, and she's willing that ball out of bounds.
Penn State by a couple. Schlotfeld serves out, so now Long Beach will get the ball back. Serving is Misty May. Kiroff is out. Veronica Walls back into the front line. #4, the lefty. May. Ace for Misty May. So she continues to add to her NCAA tournament leading total. A new NCAA record this year, 19 aces.
Such velocity on the topspin.
Breaking the record of Natalie Williams and shoving it through is Kachiamani. So Kachiamani, brilliant in the front row, getting a lot of sets across the front line.
And with all of the side outs that we've had in this game, favors Penn State. Their game plan is to force Long Beach into more than 20 rotations in one game so that they run out of subs. So watching the end of this match, front row players will be playing in the back row.
Good point, Heather. Here comes Anderson. Misty May is there. Wall scooping, nobody there. Free ball coming up. 5-4, Penn State on the attack. Left side, one-on-one. And the put away, Carrie Schoenfeld, the junior from Portage, Michigan.
And it all started with Bonnie Bremner. Watch the set. She jumps. She holds 2 blockers, gets Schoenfeld one-on-one.
Long Beach coming right back. Benaishi Dillard with the tip. Benaishi Dillard this year hit .419. As a freshman, she hit .097. Much improved.
That's drastic.
So Dillard, who plays all the way around, a lot of middle blockers don't. She does. She'll serve it up. Good pass there. Bremner sets Stout. Stout still without a kill. May shoots long. Bremner back set. Anderson. Anderson looking a lot better now. Let's take a look. Is she up over negative? Not quite yet, but a kill nonetheless. She's at 0. So next kill, next successful kill, she'll be up over negative. Long Beach tentative. Penn State, Bremner in the middle to Stout. 6-4 is our score. Barrett blocked. Still haven't stuffed Barrett. Looking for the reaction. Here's Walls, and she is roofed.
They pull Misty May off the net, which allows Stout and Schoenfeld to read the set and get to the outside.
7-4 Penn State as Walls taps it straight down.
I think the best way to beat Long Beach State is to pull Misty May past the 10-foot line, so you have to serve tough and really break down the 49ers ball control.
Walls has been perfect so far. 7 kills, 10 attempts, no errors. Hitting 700. Here comes Anderson. Set was tight. Chance for a point. Walls over the top. Great dig. Kachiamani got it up. Here comes Schlaffeld. May will set. Left side. Grabovats. Down the line she goes. Both she and Jessica Alvarado appear to see the block well and are able to adjust.
Well, it's very interesting that you should say that because Alvarado was right behind Grabovats on that attack and yelled, big hole.
Yeah.
So important for your partner opposite you, the other outside hitter, to talk it up and let everybody know what's available.
Cochran is back in, number 11 in blue. They try to serve her and it goes out of bounds. So the service error to Long Beach. 7-5 is our score. Penn State leading this game, but trailing in the match 2-0. Here comes Grabovats, and Grabovats hits it off the hands, out of bounds.
Interestingly, Grabovats from Croatia. Her parents had not been to the United States to see her play. Came a week ago, have been here throughout all of the regionals, all of the national championship, and it's really helped Anya to have a little piece of home here with her.
Christy Kiril with the serve. Cochran blocked. 7-5's the score. Cochran over the top. Kiril goes and gets it. Wow. Right to Misty May. Barrett tips it. Bremner's going to get a chance. She feeds it over to Anderson, and Anderson responds. Lindsay Anderson, the senior from Crystal Lake, with a big kill.
And there's Mr. and Mrs. Grabovats, Milan and Vlasta here from Croatia. The first time ever to see Grabovats play for the Niners.
Penn State up by a couple. Could get to 8 right here. They set Kachiamani, and Long Beach touch the net. Make it 8-5 as Penn State starting to get a little momentum now, and Long Beach takes timeout. We're going to come back. Renewed life, renewed hope for the Penn State fans. Their team up by 3. I'm Chris Marlowe, my partner Heather Cox. Hitting percentages season today.
When you look at those season numbers, that's number 1 and 2 in the nation. They have been offensive powerhouses all year, but today Penn State struggling with consistency.
Bad pass, there's a pancake by Misty May, that was good. Into the middle, they set Kachiamani, and she rocks. 16 kills for Koch.
You watch that hit and you understand why Russ Rose says, I think she could be a starter on the national team today.
9-5, Grabovats rejected by Kachiamani. So Lauren Kachiamani starting to take charge, and timeout is called. Game 3, Penn State fighting back. Nittany Lions 10, Long Beach 5. A record crowd here in Madison, Wisconsin, watching a interesting match. Long Beach State leading 2-0, but Penn State with the momentum so far in Game 3, and you have to think of that woman has been the spark plug.
Just a junior, but has had such valuable playing experience last year, the year before. First team All-American this year, second team last year, putting up huge numbers, actually led her team in the semis against Nebraska, 20 kills in those 4 games.
Penn State just trying to win a game. Long Beach State has won 69 straight games. They've swept their last 22 opponents. So it would be a mental boost for Penn State if they can win a game. If they can't, they don't have to worry about mental anything. They'll go home. 10-5, Long Beach on the attack. Barrett, pretty good dig there. Bremner, Anderson's been hot. Not that time. Set was a little tight, and Grabovats was there, assisted by May.
Grabovats getting a lot of action here, shutting down Anderson. A nice top block, turns her left hand in. The timing is perfect, and she's not drifting.
Melissa Ota is in, the defensive specialist. Into the middle, Kachiamani. That was a double. They didn't see it. And the put away. The ball rolled right up a Long Beach arm. Is that legal?
Bonnie Bremner is asking for a double. I think a lift is okay off a hard-driven attack, but not a double.
Yeah. Looked like kind of a scooper there. 10-6, now 10-7.
Watch out, Long Beach can get the momentum so quickly as long as they get a really fast-paced style of offense going. They can score points in a hurry.
While we have a moment, let's congratulate Nebraska and Florida. We went off very quickly the other night. Florida and Nebraska, two terrific teams, two great coaches. Terry Pettit and Mary Wise, fantastic seasons. They didn't make it to the big one this year. But what seasons? As Christy Cochran goes over the top. So Christy Cochran thumps it through.
And how exciting to have a national championship where all 4 #1 seeds actually made it.
10-7's our score. Left side, Cochran. Alvarado right there. May jamming. Going to get it. Great play in the backcourt. Sliding was Emily Stout. Left side, Grabovats. See ya. Anya put the Grabovats on that one. Straight cross court.
Too steady, too consistent to have such a big seam. Penn State has to decide whether they're commit block or read block. When they're read blocking, they're not getting to close on time.
That was the second chance for Penn State to get point number 11. They had 2 swings, didn't get it. Here comes Cochran, and maybe they're setting her too much. Benaishi Dillard right there, along with Misty May, and suddenly it's 10-8. And timeout coming. Timeout charged to Russ Rose. So just when you think Penn State's getting a little momentum, the Long Beach State 49ers roar back. 10-8, game 3, don't go away. Chris Marlowe back with Heather Cox. Long Beach State leading the match 2-0, but trailing by 2 here in game 3. Our crowd, 13,118, a new attendance record. The 2-day total, 25,513, breaks the record of 21,086 set last year in Spokane, Washington. Our congratulations to Madison, Wisconsin, and the Badgers. They have filled up the seats.
Yeah, you really have to credit John Cook and his University of Wisconsin team. They have made Madison a town of volleyball lovers.
10-8 is our score. Long Beach is trailing. Long Beach trying to wrap up the match. If they win this game, they will. 2 undefeated teams. Misty May pounds it. Scrambling. Bremner can't get there. If you're wondering about a sweep in the finals, the last sweep in an NCAA final, 1990, UCLA over the Heather Cox-led Pacific Kitty Cats.
Did we have to bring that one up?
No. Long Beach within 1, 10-9.
It was an honor to be playing in it.
Yes. that great UCLA team, the group that they call the greatest group in history until they lost to Stanford. Then anybody said, who cares about them? Grabovat serving. Good serve, great pass. Set left, Cochran off balance, and she puts it away. I'd like to see her hitting a little more line. She's hitting into the middle of Benaishi Dillard, and that's nowhere to go.
And that's a game plan for Penn State. Long Beach loves to channel the outside attacks to their left back defense because they're just so good at it. So if Penn State can start swinging line or even some deep seam corners.
Leilani Schlotfeld checks in. She's got a tough serve. Kurolf handles it into the middle. Dillard blocked. Left side, Alvarado tipping. Chance for Penn State. Bremner, ill-advised. May. Block was there. Set left. Here comes Alvarado. And a dig. Chance for a point. They'll set Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld. Yeah. Carrie Schoenfeld. She hits hard. You got to hit it hard against Long Beach or it doesn't go down. 11-9, Penn State. Schlotfeld continues to serve, and it's a good one. Oh, and it hit the arms of Alvarado right up into her nose.
Penn State's serving game has been flawless in this match. 4 aces now. Not only the tough serves, but great areas to take Long Beach out of their offense.
Timeout called by the Beach. This is a little schnozzy tickler here for Jessica Alvarado.
Well, it starts so deep, so much time for it to float. You just want to get under it, and it just floats away from her.
All right, tomorrow on ESPN, 7:30 Eastern, Chevy Truck Ski World with Bob Beatty. This show comes to you from Aspen, Colorado and Jackson Hole, Wyoming. They'll cover steep snowboarding camp from Jackson Hole and heli skiing from Canada with Cindy Reed. That's Chevy Truck Ski World with the Beats tomorrow at 7:30. 7:30 a.m., I should tell you. A.m. (12-9) Penn State. Their games to 15. Both teams coming in undefeated. The last time a team came in undefeated to the championship, it was UCLA back in 1992. Remember, they were calling it the greatest team of all time until this play. And Stanford and Donnie Shaw. The Cardinal winning its first ever championship. That's what Russ Rose is looking for right now. Thinking about it. Can I win a game and get to game 4?
And I think that's the ticket, Chris. One game is going to change the entire complexion of this match, but Penn State, if they're going to do it, needs to do it now. Lauren Ketchiamani in her last rotation in the front row. Don't forget, she has been the go-to, the Terminator for Penn State.
Shank pass ace for Leilani Schottfeld.
All season long, people have questioned whether or not Leilani Schottfeld should come in for Christy Cochran. She is proving it right now. 3
aces this game. Benaishi Dillard. Ball is blocked. Someone touched the net for Penn State. That was a good call. Let's tell you our officials. Kathy Ferraracchio and Joan Powell. Hope I got that right. I butchered her name a few times this tournament. Ferraracchio. And Powell. Over the top, Grabovats has it. Great set. Here comes Alvarado. And it's dug up. 13-9 our score. Off speed, Dillard, May. May shooting it over. She's doing that too much. Penn State is on that now. Schoenveld. Oh, what'd she do? Gotta pass that ball. Set left, Alvarado. Both teams making some unusual plays. And the put away.
And Alvarado putting it away with 15 pins in her hand. Not only that, but a titanium plate holding that hitting hand together. Unbelievable when you look at her numbers. 8 kills, hitting 250 in this match.
Christy Cochran back in. Serving Misty May. May jumper coming. And it's a good one. Bremner sets. Oh, and the coordination not there. The set a little bit too slow that time. 13-11. Long Beach trying to catch up here.
And this is Long Beach's strongest point scoring rotation thanks to Misty May's jumper.
Long Beach State 35-0, Penn State 35-0, and timeout call. So both teams have used up their timeouts. And Russ Rose trying to slow down the momentum. He's a very calm and collected coach, isn't he?
Well, you talk about two different styles of these teams. Well, it's reflected in the coach. Brian Gimmolero, a very active, intense coach, never sitting down. Russ Rose, on the other hand, always sitting down, always writing into a notebook, very calm.
All right, we're coming back. Can Penn State wrap up game 3 and get it to game 4? We'll find out right after this. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. Long Beach leading 2-0. Penn State up by 2 here in game 3. The architect of Long Beach's early years, Dixie Grimmett, 72 and 73, undefeated in AIAW play in 1972, 33-0. Thank you, Michael Sondheimer. And now Long Beach trying to do it as an NCAA team.
The wave for the beach.
Misty May will serve. 13-11 Penn State. Game is to 15. Penn State trying to hang on and win one. And Lauren Ketchiamani has been brilliant. Last year was Terry Zamitis. This year, it's Ketchiamani.
And she just doesn't get distracted. But the bad news is Ketchiamani now in the backcourt, not as offensively effective, can only use her as a back row attacker.
Walls. They finally dug Veronica Walls. Ketchiamani off speed. 13-11 is our score. Long Beach. Ooh, that set was off the net. Chance for Penn State right here. They set left. Carrie Schoenveld into the middle of the defense. Over to Dillard. Popped up. Going. And Penn State will shovel it over. Here comes Long Beach. Misty May, back set. Walls pounds it and puts it away. Veronica Walls, her career high is 13 kills. She already has 10. And we're in the midst of game 3 as Brandy Barrett checks back in. Now, Benaishi Dillard will serve. Beach down by 2. Passes off the net. Back set, Ketchiamani, one-on-one. Great dig, Grabovats. And May will lob it into the bottom of the net.
That is one of the hardest hits in volleyball. I think a huge high set. You have so much time to wait for it coming across your shoulder. Tougher than it looks.
13-11, Penn State. Serving, trying to get to 14. Back set, Walls has been automatic, and she hit it out. She hit it out. And now Penn State has its first game point. Walls, wow, is she flying? That's for little Jamison.
That's a serious X-play. Nice crossing patterns. Russ Rose always in the notebook, charts every single touch made by his Penn State players.
Jessica Alvarado set to serve. Bremner into the middle, stout. Walls has it up. Beach can get a point. Walls off speed. Wow. Could have taken a rip of that one. Schoenfeld. Grabovac with a dig. Misty May into the middle. Barrett. Haven't blocked her yet. Walls out of the net. And the put away. Veronica Walls, the junior from Austin, Texas.
A lot of opponents struggle with her the first time they see her because as a lefty, a very distracting look, much different than a right-handed attacker.
Walls, 11 kills. She's hitting .473. 14-12 now. Bremner into the middle. Ball played up. Here comes Grabovac. Crowd didn't like it. I think it was okay. It was a bang-bang play. Here comes Cacciamani, and she's over the 3-meter line. Violation. Russ Rose complaining, looking for a double contact. You're allowed to play it off the block to the defense if you can. Bremner, remember both teams out of timeouts. Over the net, slam ding. Oh, Penn State. Wow, it looked like Penn State touched the net. Did they not? Oh, Brian Gemillaro thought they did. Some pawing of the net, let them play. 14-13, Penn State. Another chance here. May shoots it left, Grabovac. And the put away, Anya Grabovac.
Hits such high hands, nice tool shots by Grabovac, and she's so disciplined, so calm. And this is the crucial point. Once you get to 14, it's anybody's game because you must win by 2.
Remember, women's volleyball, there are no caps anymore. Here comes Cochran, and she sneaks it through. Christy Cochran going right through the lock. And the crowd is up once again. The Wisconsin crowd in a Big Ten city pulling hard for Penn State. And Lauren Cacciamani is back into the front line. Blue 2. Penn State, third game point. This could be it. A swing for the game. No, Kirov digs it. Grabovac out of the back line. Dillard out of bounds, and Penn State has broken through. The streak of 69 straight games is over. Penn State's Russ Rose back in it. More after this. So Russ Rose's strategy paid off in game 3, utilizing Leilani Schlotfeld. That one just ticking the net, and Long Beach will have it back. Once again, both teams, both coaches undefeated this year. Both 35-0. Trying to become the first team to finish undefeated and win an NCAA title. Could happen in this game if Long Beach can get back at it. This is Misty May. And the ball is sprayed long. What did Penn State do better in that last game? What did Long Beach do worse?
Penn State better ball control, got their outside hitters a little bit more one-on-one or seam. Long Beach made more hitting errors. They actually were a good blocking team in game 3, but just made more errors, allowed Penn State to dig a few more balls.
Jessica Alvarado, we mentioned that she was playing with a broken finger. She's actually got a titanium plate in her hand anchored by 12 screws. You see her hands really banged up. I believe it's her left one that has the screw, is it not, Heather?
It is.
It's either the left or the right, I know that.
That's a good guess.
As May serves. The jam, it's poked over. Here comes Long Beach, Veronica Walls, and she finally hit one out. Walls, I believe, yeah, that is her third hitting error. Oh, make that her second hitting error. And the score remains 0-0. Bremner, and Penn State will keep it in play. Play action, here comes May, set left, and Penn State netted.
Emily out, actually netted with her fingers, trying to get to the outside. That's what makes Misty May such a good setter. She forces her opponents to try too hard and too fast to get to the outside.
Brandy Barrett back in the front line. Remember, she was the one who made those controversial comments yesterday about Penn State having the cakewalk into the national semifinals. Walls, I tell you, she's got a weird ball. She hits it. She is so high she can hang, but she's directed it mostly cross court. You better get over there when she's hitting.
And that time, Penn State in complete disarray with its block. If Walls has no block up or one block up, that ball's going to go down.
Christy Cochran back in. Remember, second play of last year's championship final, she got her tooth knocked out. And Schoenfeld around the horn. Good dig by Dillard. Out of the back line, here comes Grabovats, and that did not clear. So Penn State gets a break. Ball back to the Nittany Lions. Penn State beat Bucknell in the opening round, swept Clemson, knocked off Louisville, grinded past BYU, and then punched its way through a strong Nebraska team. Walls straight down. Oh, she's got some trajectory, Heather.
Well, she's such a leaper and she's got such hang time. Christy Cochran struggling with stopping her. You talked about the tooth, though. Lost her tooth. We're going to get you a picture. It's worth waiting for.
There's a block.
So here's a look at Christy Cochran. First play of the game, Terry Zamitis elbowed her into the mouth. Lost that tooth was fake. She actually was born without it. Interestingly, she lost it again this season, of all places in ballroom dancing.
Here's Cochran, and she whacks it on the line. You know, Cochran had pretty good numbers last year in that championship final, at least.
Very decent numbers, except for that last stat. Not often kept in the volleyball world, but Cochran lost it then, also got elbowed doing the jitterbug in ballroom classes the day of a match. Had to rush to a dentist to have it cemented back in.
Here's Lindsay Anderson and Long Beach blocking beautifully. Veronica Walls was in the middle that time. And she will go out. Here comes Christy Kirov. 26 hitting errors for Penn State. Boy, I tell you, this rotation with Kirov and Walls, that's a great 1-2 punch. You can do that 6 times in the match at one position. You get 12 subs overall. And another block. And look at Grabovats pointing right in the face of Lindsay Anderson. So Grabovats giving a little Croatian gas.
She's heated up all over Anderson and letting her know it.
Certainly no love lost here. Coming in, oh, and just missing, got a touch. It zinged by the head of Kirov. Oh, that would have been a good facial. Poor Cochran had that paid off. Now Penn State will serve. Bad pass. Here they come again. Grabovats over the top. Good dig, chance for a point. Whoa! Alvarado with a skidding dig. Grabovats back at you. And that's going out of bounds. So Long Beach State with a 3-0 lead gets the ball back once again. Melissa Ota comes in. Ota, a tremendous defensive player. Into the middle, Cacciamani with the blast. And the side out. Game 4 of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championships, along with former Pacific star Heather Cox. I'm Chris Marlowe. Glad you're with us. A record crowd of over 13,000. Long Beach won the first 2 games, and Penn State getting a win in game 3, 15-13. Cacciamani getting a lot of work, and she should. Scrambling is the Beach. Bremner over to Schoenfeld, nobody up. She takes a whack. Long Beach digs. May slam dink. Misty May has not been very offensive today, choosing her spot.
Well, I think that's smart, mixing it up. Also, Misty hasn't gotten very many tight balls, but she made great use of a perfect pass.
7 kills for May, 3-0 Long Beach. This could be another point coming up. Freebie. Play action, May, back set. Oh, they love that. May jumps, everybody goes with her, and Benaishi Dillard pounds another one down.
You just can't give Long Beach any free balls like that. If you have to dish it over, if you can't get the attack, at least do it strategically. Find a corner.
Cochran is back in, Schlattfeld goes out. Cochran the better passer, we think, or Schlattfeld the better server. There's a good pass. Set left, Schoenfeld off the hands of May, out of bounds. Ooh, that's when you go, whoop. I got it, I made it. Not by much. Kalna Miller out and back in the front line. Emily Stout, the junior, has been very, very quiet. No kills in 11 attempts.
Where she's making her presence known is at the net, doing a nice job blocking.
Ball's blocked up, and Penn State can't get there. So Long Beach State will have it back. Kirolf is out. Veronica Walls back into the front line. So far, Penn State has not been able to go long enough to make Long Beach exhaust its substitutions. You have to go at least 18 rotations. Kachiamani tips it down.
Mixing it up.
Lauren Kachiamani
Leads all players on the court right now. 19 kills.
4-0 Beach. Penn State gets its first point.
And there's where Emily Stout has made a difference. Great job blocking, has a very long wingspan. The timing is perfect, doesn't get faked out by May.
Stout with her third block assist. Alvarado pounding it right through. So Jessica Alvarado continues to shine on the left. Alvarado with 10 kills. Brandy Barrett back in the front line. Benaishi Dillard to serve. Game 4, 4-1 Long Beach. Bremner sets left. Anderson tip. That won't go. Long Beach is on it. Chance for a point. Grabovats. Not yet. Here comes Bremner. Sets left. Little flingy. Walls is up high. Penn State plays it over. Now Long Beach is scrambling. Here comes Walls. They block her. Penn State trying to hang on here. Set left. Schoenfeld. Out of bounds. Point, Long Beach.
Nice scrambling by Long Beach. The transition game for Long Beach working well even when they get out of the system, which a lot of coaches say that's how you beat Long Beach, force them out of their system.
Long Beach State 5, Penn State 1 in game 4. Long Beach State with renewed vigor, and they're serving tougher. Anderson, and that is going to be a point. Off the block, out of bounds. 49ers with another point.
And you can hear the Penn State team yelling line. They want Anderson, Cochran, and Schoenfeld, all the outside hitters, to swing line. Don't channel it to Long Beach's cross court.
Well, check that. That was not a point. That was a good block, apparently. So let's correct the score to 5-1. Brandy Barrett calling out the signals. And now Long Beach State has a chance to get point number 6. No, it's long. Penn State has always been a great comeback team. Last year down 2-0, came back to tie it 2-2 in the final. Now Kachiamani back into the front line. May, Barrett, yes. Brandy Barrett, slam dink. Take that, cream puff schedule. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, Madison, Wisconsin, game 4. Long Beach ahead 4-1. Make that 5-1, excuse me. Kachiamani, I'll get that score straight quickly. Over the top, Barrett is blocked. Alvarado, back set. May down the line, and she booms it. Misty May, as Heather told you, started off as a hitter and can still do that well.
Well, the rule on this team is anytime May is not contacting the second ball, you have to set her. She's so explosive at the net. When she can take a swing, you need to let her.
Kirsty Kirolf serving deep. Penn State needs termination, and Barrett into the net. So Penn State gets the ball. What can Penn State do here to conjure up some points?
Well, keep going to Lauren Kachiamani. She has been huge, but also get the outsides more involved. Just continue to diversify to neutralize that Long Beach block.
May around the horn. Ball dug, chance for a point right here. Cochran on the run. May back set. Cochran blocked it. Cochran got up off her behind and stuck it.
How huge is that? Misty May recognized the fact that she was down on her behind and then gets up for the stuff block. Misty Mayo just foiled, actually being too good of a setter there, going to the open block, but it wasn't open.
Let's see if the Nittany Lions can get behind Cochran now and score some points. No, not on that play. Boy, the Long Beach State outside hitters, they've been a little more terminal than the Penn State hitters, at least to this point.
A lot more heat, a lot better sets, tight to the ball. Long Beach thrives on tight, high sets because they're so athletic.
There's the X Factor, Misty May. She makes everybody look so good. There comes Kachiamani, and it drops. Did it hit the antenna? Let's see, it hit into the block, and then went into the antenna, then dropped into the red. Good call by the officials. 20 kills for Kachiamani. Now, Leilani Schlotfeld, who sparked the Lions in game 3, comes back in. She had 3 aces. She goes way back, way back.
This is also a nice time for Cochran to rest her legs. She's taking a lot of swings.
Ace for Schlotfeld. 4th ace in this game. Boy, I'll tell you, her thing drops. They're having trouble. Free ball. Bremner, slam, jam. Grabovats played up beautifully. May got it up. Bremner is blocked. Set left, Carrie Schoenfeld, and she puts it away. Suddenly, it's 6-4.
Look at how deep Schlotfeld serves. The very end of the sport court. The reason she does that gives it that much more time for the ball to float.
Look at this thing, another shake pass. And right back at you. Free ball. Right back over to Long Beach. Free ball coming up. Bremner sets Cacciamani, and she babushkis one.
Normally it's a disadvantage for a middle blocker to play next to the setter. More blockers can commit on the setter, but with Bonnie Bremner as your setter, she fakes out the left side block. Cacciamani's one-on-one.
Some outstanding serving by Leilani Schlotfeld. They say there's 7 times you never miss a serve. Well, that's one when you can. You serve hard, you serve some aces, you get your team back in it. You have some freedom. Cacciamani dug. 6-6 is our score. And off the block, out of bounds, Jessica Alvarado.
All season long, Jim Malaro has called her the emotional leader of this team. They may have Misty May, but they have some phenomenal hitters to put it down.
7-5 now. Grabovat serving. Bremner, Cacciamani. Out of the back line, Cochran. Off speed, Beach on the run, May. Nice up by Anderson. May sets left, one-on-one, Alvarado. Great fake by Misty May. Timeout call. So midway through game 4, Long Beach leads Penn State 8-5. 8-5, game 4. If Long Beach wins this game, they are the new NCAA championship squad. Here comes Carrie Schoenfeld. She's having trouble putting the ball down. Great Long Beach defense. Bremner sets left. Schoenfeld, 2 on her, and she hit it out. No touch detected, and Long Beach now leads 9-5. Great balance for the Beach, hitting-wise. No starter with less than 8 kills. Penn State struggling at the pass. Schoenfeld over the top. Great dig, Grabovats. Oh, and a double contact call on the set. First referee didn't like that one.
I don't think Brian Gimolaro did either.
Gimolaro, the ABCA Coach of the Year. Here comes Penn State. Schoenfeld puts it away.
Well, I've talked about the fact that I'd like to see Penn State's outside hitters hit a little bit more line, but Schoenfeld, with such a low, powerful shoulder, is hitting right through the seam cross court. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Alvarado puts it away. Jessica Alvarado. And subs back in. Here comes Veronica Walsh. You see those things she's wearing on her hands? Those are called skids. A lot of Long Beach State players wear them to protect their palms from getting scraped. Blocked at the net. Dillard and Alvarado.
And still, Emily Stout held without a kill in this match. It's amazing to think that Penn State's even in this with one starter not even offensively involved.
Brian Gimolaro's squad getting closer. Just 5 points away from a national championship. Can they get it? Find out after this. The Coach of the Year. And Brian could do that in 5 points. Long Beach is rolling. Walls over the top. And now Long Beach just 4 points away.
Thanks to great balance, every single starter has made a huge impact in this match.
Serving is Misty May. Penn State trying to hang on, but Long Beach with momentum. Set left, Alvarado. May into the middle. Great dig in the backcourt. That was Cacciamani, Schoenfeld. Grabovats with a dig. They feed it to Dillard. Here comes Schoenfeld. She's whacking hard, but Long Beach is blocking her. May, back set. Walls. On the line. Veronica Walls. Caught line, and Russ Rose doesn't like it. Rose didn't like it on the far side. Make it 12-6.
And a deadly rotation. Penn State's focus right now has to be to side out without scoring, letting Long Beach score a point. Misty May has the ability to run a streak of points.
Here's Bremner out of the back line. Cacciamani, yes. Cacciamani huffing and puffing. Her team down 12-6. And the block. Nicely done by Penn State.
You talk about Cacciamani huffing and puffing. She is bothered by asthma, and it seems to be bothering her right now. It's a good thing Stout and Anderson are in the front court to put the ball away.
Point, Penn State. 12-8. As the Lions try to fight back behind the serve of Bremner. Well, they're working on Grabovats. That's going to be another point. Give the kill to Schoenfeld. 12-9.
Christy Cochran mouthing one at a time.
Gemillaro trying to figure when to call timeout in this run. Walls, it might come now. Emily Stout on top of it. Timeout, Long Beach.
Emily Stout doing what is asked of her. She knows that her role is not offensive. It is defensive, patrolling the net, staying with the middle hitter, good timing, penetration over, and just shuts down Dillard.
1993, Long Beach beating Penn State. That was when Wisconsin played UCLA in the Rose Bowl. This year, Long Beach State and Penn State playing. UCLA and Wisconsin back in the Rose Bowl. Question now, can Penn State come all the way back?
Mike Shaw, the assistant, working with Cacciamani and Bremner.
Kohl Center, Madison, Wisconsin. We are deep into game 4. 12-10, Long Beach State leading Penn State. Long Beach State within 3 points of undefeated NCAA championship season. Upcoming sites in the future for women's volleyball: Honolulu, Hawaii, Richmond, Virginia in 2000, and then my hometown, San Diego, California at the beautiful Cox Arena.
And then the men have it in UCLA this spring. Fort Wayne, Indiana, a great men's volleyball school in 2000.
Penn State fans haven't given up hope. Lauren Cacciamani, Emily Stout and company,
And this
trying to get back into it.
This is when the composure and the maturity come to play. You see that 4-0 run, that is because they've been here. They know how to handle it. They've come back before. 5 of these starters started in last year's championship match.
Bremner's been trying to serve over the shoulder of Dillard into the corner of Grabovats. Let's see if she goes. Right there. Brand Gemillaro is up talking to the second referee, and here we go. See where Bremner goes. Trying to get in that corner. They're working on Grabovats. Back set, down the line, it's hammered. That ball was in the red. Benaisi Dillard back now, and coming back in, Brandy Barrett. So Barrett back in the front line. Long Beach 3 points away. Dillard, good deep serve. Bremner will set left. Anderson, Long Beach chance for a point. Alvarado chops it out of bounds.
Penn State block becoming more of a factor, forcing the outside hitters to think about their shots. Earlier in this match, they had free rein against the Penn State defense.
Deep serve, great pass. May shovels it to the outside. Sliding is Stout, great play. Misty May sets left. Walls has it. Another dig. Here comes Cacciamani. Boom!
Cacciamani bothered by exercise-induced asthma has been huge. 2 digs and a termination in that transition play.
23 kills for Kachiamani. X-play coming and off the arms. So the score is 12-11 Long Beach. Veronica Walls has a new career high of 16 kills. Her previous high, I believe I said it was 13, it was actually 15 at Florida last year. Shank pass. Long Beach looking for a point. Walls got it!
Long Beach State hitting deeper into Penn State's defense. Penn State needs to adjust, move its middle back player. They're sucking up too far into the red.
Long Beach State and Brian Gimolaro and their fans against the world here in Madison, Wisconsin. Everybody cheering for Penn State. And a timeout called by Russ Rose and Penn State. So Gimolaro's squad just 2 points shy now. If Long Beach can wrap this up, how good would you consider this team?
One of the best I've ever seen, to be quite honest. They've already won 2 national championships. Forever they have been known, at least since Brian's been there and Dixie, as a volleyball school. This is one of the best I've ever seen.
Long Beach won its first NCAA title in '89, but let's go back to 1993 when Penn State was battling Long Beach. Danielle Scott, the big hitter. Penn State actually did a very good job on Danielle Scott, but a player named Nichelle Burton came out of the woodwork and played great. Long Beach's second NCAA title. What a win for head coach Brian Gimolaro. That was the first NCAA final loss for Russ Rose. He's chasing that tough-to-get national championship, and he's always up against a great team in the final. Madison, Wisconsin. In the Kohl Center, over 13,000 fans, the largest crowd in collegiate volleyball history. Glad to be here. Chris Marlowe, Heather Cox, glad you're with us all the way into Game 4. Long Beach State leading 2-1 and appears to be in control. Long Beach has the lead and the ball. Jessica Alvarado serving. Keep in mind, once again, both teams undefeated. Kachiamani tip, and skidding in was Alvarado. She couldn't bring it up, so Penn State is still alive.
And now Lauren Kachiamani moves into the front row. Penn State has been known to score the majority of its points in the rotation where Lauren is in that front row.
And Kalna Miller is an excellent server and defender. So Miller will serve, Kachiamani will block, and Long Beach will try to side out. Back set Walls, over the top, Doug. Anderson scrambling. Oh, Kalna Miller keeps it in play. May sets left, one-on-one, Grabovats. Oh, and Kachiamani left hands it for a point. She reached up and Kong blocked it. And suddenly it's 13-12. Chance to tie here for now for the Lions. May sets left, Grabovats, down the line she goes. When in doubt, go line, Heather.
Grabovats is just so steady, puts the ball in front of her so she can see the block. Has been a consistent force throughout this entire match.
Kirsty Kirov in to serve. Game 4, Long Beach ahead by 1. Deep serve, good pass. Kachiamani one-on-one, and she nails it. That's wide open. Barrett is getting up, but not real high on Kachiamani.
Chris, I think it's safe to say Lauren Kachiamani is in the zone.
She's the bomb. She's got 25 kills, a new career high, and they stuff Brandy Barrett. Timeout, Long Beach. Game 4, and finally the Lions get to Barrett.
We talked about it in the open. Long Beach is the glamorous team. They're the flashy team. Penn State has proved in the end of Game 4 that they are the blue-collar workers. They're groveling. They're punishing you. They are going after it in this match.
A phenomenal play by number 2, Lauren Kachiamani. She jumped on the first player, got down, and got back up in time to make that stuff. 26 kills, a new career high for Lauren Kachiamani. But there's work to be done. We're playing to 15, and Penn State needs to win a game, another game, to get to Game 5. Rally scoring. A reminder this Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, Women's U.S. Cup Soccer, the United States taking on Ukraine. You can see Mia Hamm, the Misty May of international volleyball. Mia Hamm, that's coming up Sunday. Game 4, 13-13.
Right now, Long Beach has to focus on two things. One, transition game. They have to attack at different points. The middle blockers can't become predictable. Also, Long Beach has to be prepared for the off-speed shots.
Penn State and Long Beach both have used up timeouts. Grabovats, yes. Penn State trailed at one point in this game, 12-6. They have come all the way back to tie it up at 13. Brandy Barrett will serve for the first time in this match. And over the top, Cacciamani, oh, she got a touch. Over the top, the touch on Long Beach. Score remains 13-all. Jim Alaro can't believe it. And Leilani Schlotfeldt is coming in for Penn State. 4 aces in the match, all the way back deep. Couldn't serve it too hard. Kirov passes it over. Misty May is in the front line. That's okay. Bremner sets Cacciamani. And Cacciamani puts it away.
Money.
Penn State, first game point. Schlotfeldt serving. Long Beach needs a kill. They go to Grabovats. And she gets it for her.
You know, Grabovats got after it, was talking through the net earlier in this match, but ever since then, she has been steady Eddie. No emotion on that face whatsoever.
Long Beach State is out of substitution, so Barrett stays in the back line. And Long Beach, that ball went down. That's going to be a point for the Beach. Keep in mind, we're playing to 15, but you have to win by 2. So it's 14-14 now.
Christy Cochran back into the match to pass. They will try to serve her. They've been doing that all night long.
Long Beach State wins, the match is over. Penn State wins, we go to game 5. Into the middle, Cacciamani, slam dink.
That's what I was talking about, Chris. Penn State is a finesse team. They have the power, but they also utilize the roll shots. And Cacciamani has been able to mix it up and keep Long Beach a little off balance.
Cacciamani will serve it up. 14-14, game 4. Carroll serving. Over the top, ball blocked. May, back set. And Stout can't bring it up. So now Misty May will serve with Long Beach out of substitutions. Veronica Walls cannot come in. So Christy Kirov, number 1 in white, stays in the front line. May serving. Left side, Schoenfeld. Beebe. This is the only game in the tournament, Heather, that a team has been able to force Long Beach to use up all its substitutions.
And this has been the situation that every Long Beach opponent has looked for all season long and haven't been able to do.
I think the only team that was able to do it was the University of Illinois earlier in the year against Long Beach.
Now a 3-hitter situation for Long Beach, but it's Kirov on the outside instead of Walls.
Ronnie Blender serving. May back sets. Here comes Dillon, and she's rejected. Second game point for Penn State. May sets left. Alvarado sneaks it through. The Long Beach outside hitters have been brilliant and clutch.
Both Grabovats and Alvarado are all business at this point.
Bad pass. Here comes Anderson, and she hammers it. Crowd gets up once again. Penn State by 1, 15-14. Schoenfeld, third chance. Kirov, got it. Christy Kirov. Now, when I say they're out of substitutions, that means the small people. Kirov has to go through the front line, and Brandy Barrett, a bigger person, has to stay in the back line.
And don't get us wrong, Kirov is a great offensive player, but inconsistent.
Left side, and through the block, ball dug, no. Christy Cochran. Fourth game point for Penn State. Hanging on, trying to send it to 5. Stout serving. Perfect pass, May sets left. Grabovats, roofed! We are going all the way. Two undefeated teams playing great volleyball, both 35-0. Fifth game, Rowley scoring for the NCAA title and an undefeated season after this. Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. Long Beach State winning the first two games. Penn State winning the next two games. We're going to a fifth and final game. Coming up right after volleyball, it is going to be the Las Vegas Bowl. Do you feel lucky? On the deuce, San Diego State and North Carolina. That's coming up from Las Vegas, Nevada, following this championship final. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox, the last team, down 2-0 to come back UCLA, and they did it on Brian Gimalaro's 1991 squad.
And you know that's in the back of Brian Gimalaro's head right this very minute. Fifth game, anything goes. Rally scoring, you can just erase the 4 previous games. Rally scoring point per play. You can't take as many risks. Your opponents can score on a missed serve.
Both teams are 1-0 this year in 5-game matches. Both teams still undefeated. Bonnie Bremner, Misty May. The matchup has been brilliant. And here we go.
You have to give Russ Rose credit. He has kept with the same starting lineup. Lauren Cacciamani starting in the front row. Last year against Stanford, he flip-flopped it, put her in the back row because she was struggling with asthma. Stanford got away from them before she could get in the front row.
All right, point on every play, and Cacciamani hits the first one straight down. Rally scoring, it's the new rule and scoring system proposed for women's volleyball, at least internationally. We'll see what you think. This match will be over in about 11 or 12 minutes. Every play is crucial. Serving is easier. Long Beach on the attack. May, left side. Grabovats. Oh, she's out of bounds. Grabovats is out of bounds. So Penn State jumps out quickly, 2-0. Serving is Anderson. Misty May sets left. Here comes Grabovats, and Grabovats responds.
Nice play by Grabovats. Misty May brought off the net that time. Everybody in the gym knew the ball was going to the outside. Grabovats still able to put it away.
2-1 early in the fifth and final game. Grabovats. Here's Bremner to Cacciamani. She's getting a lot of sets now, and Long Beach starting to double team her. Cochran slugs it through.
Nice move that time by Christy Cochran. She's been going cross-court all day, but she's up against Misty May, the smallest blocker for Long Beach. That time went off the hands of May.
There haven't been many players in NCAA volleyball history as Cochran goes out that have had a dramatic impact like this woman right here, Leilani Schlattfeld. Her serve has just been devastating to the beach, and it's another shank pass. Alvarado getting it through.
Long Beach lucking out. 2 points scored now off of shanked passes thanks to Misty May delivering a beautiful set to the outside.
Of course, at the start of game 5, you have all your substitutions restored. Veronica Walsh, front left. Misty May serving. Got to be careful not to serve it in the net or you cost your team a point. Into the middle, Cacciamani jams. Cacciamani again. So Bremner is serving and setting Cacciamani. 30 kills for Cacciamani.
Now a crucial 3 rotation. Emily Stout in the front row. Still no kills. She is blocking well.
4-2. May sets it up. Bremner sets left. Schoenfeld rips it. It's blocked. Sets Schoenfeld again. She rips it. Touch. Touch called on Long Beach. Point. Penn State.
The Long Beach blockers right now have to realize the ball is going outside to Schoenfeld.
Bad pass. Oh, and Long Beach can't bring it back. Cacciamani give her an ace. It is 6-2, and timeout Long Beach. Fifth and final game here in Madison, Wisconsin. Russ Rose's squad up by 4 early. Fifth and final game here in Madison, Wisconsin. Long Beach State won the first 2. Penn State won the next 2. We're in the midst of game 5. It is 6-2, and that man looking for his first ever national championship as a head coach. No Eastern team in women's volleyball has ever won a title.
And before the match, I was talking to him. We were using football analogies. I said, I liken you to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he said, aren't you going to say I'm like the Buffalo Bills? I keep going to the Super Bowl and I never win.
Here we go. Penn State has a pretty big lead here at 6-2 in rally scoring, but strange things can happen. Here comes Alvarado. Trying to find it was Bremner. Schoenfeld. Oh, what a dig by Gravovac. Bremner tip. No, it was Stout. Stout tipped it over and down, point.
Stout with her 8th block of the evening. Invaluable defensive player at the net.
The first official kill for Stout in this one. Banaisi Dillard back at you. So 7-3 now. Long Beach trailing big in rally scoring. Dillard will serve. Let's see how Penn State handles having the lead for once. Bremner setting left. Schoenfeld blocked, recovered. Schoenfeld blocked. That one cannot be recovered. And Long Beach is blocked solid on that play.
Long Beach knows Schoenfeld's tendencies, and Barrett knows that she likes to go cross court. Terry's got to mix it up and try some line.
See if Bremner has enough guts to sneak one in. She goes to Kachiamani, and Kachiamani restores order. Bremner hesitant to set Stout as the team at 8, halfway through this 5th and final game, will switch sides.
And now all the pressure on number 5 White. Misty May is a senior this year, 2-time National Player of the Year. She's talked about it for 4 years, how she has not been able to win a championship with this team.
8-4 in the 5th and final game here in Madison. Chris Marlowe and Heather Cox. Brian Gimolaro and his 49ers in the locker room after the semifinal last year. They made a vow that they would not feel like that again this year. We'll see. Penn State on the attack. Left side, Schoenfeld. Great dig, Gravovac. They shoot it over. Bremner on the attack. Back set, Anderson. And she hit it out. And so Long Beach gets a much-needed point. 8-5 is the score. We're playing to 15. There is no cap. We go 92-90. We can. Out of the back line. Kachiamani out. If you were Bremner right now, would you try to sneak one to number 1, Emily Stout, on a good pass?
Definitely, especially if she can see that Barrett is cheating to the outside.
Bremner back set, coming around the horn. Long Beach has the dig. May sets left. Gravovac. Again! Anja Gravovac for Prime Minister of Croatia.
2 knee surgeries, a torn anterior cruciate ligament, an hour and a half of treatment each day, and she is still jumping to the roof in the 5th game. 15
kills for Gravovac, and timeout taken by Penn State. Anja Gravovac. A lot of pressure on left side here is because when the pass is crummy, you get the ball.
And everybody else knows that the ball is going to you, but Long Beach has had incredible balance throughout this match. Misty May again pulled off the 10-foot line, dishes high outside, and Gravovac with 2 blockers up, able to put it through. You talk about Long Beach's balance, 17 kills for Walls. Alvarado, Dillard, and Gravovac each have 15 kills apiece. This makes it very hard for Penn State to figure out who to block.
Later tonight, more excitement on ESPN, a college basketball triple-header, 7:30 Eastern. We started off with the number 4 Wildcats going up against Georgia Tech. Princeton and Maryland follows in a couple of hours, and then number 3 Cincinnati takes on UNLV. The Beach fans were down in the mouth a few minutes ago, but they have renewed vigor.
They're ready to tattoo Penn State.
This is the 5th and final game. Once again, it is rally scoring, point on every play. Russ Rose's team ahead by a point, 8-7. Long Beach will serve it up with Jessica Alvarado.
Right now, I think the Penn State outside hitters need to mix it up. Use a roll shot, go down the line. Don't give Long Beach a free ball so they can run their offense at will.
Alvarado. Pretty good pass. Bremner back sets. Kachimani is dug. Chance for point. Chance to tie it up. Walls. And Walls gets it. Veronica Walls. 8-8. A 4-0 run now.
Baby girl Jamison watching at home. Very proud of her mama right now.
Once again, it's Alvarado. Bremner, back set. Schoenfeld, that was off a foot. Was that good? No, somebody was into the net. Long Beach touched the net. So Penn State gets it, and it's a point. 9-8 Penn State. Set left, Grabovats has been hot, and she does it again. 9-9. Two undefeated teams exchanging blows as Christy Kiroth comes back in. Never in the history of women's volleyball, two undefeated teams in a final. And now they're coming back down to the final 6 points. Bremner scrambling. Here comes Cochran. Boom! Christy Cochran going cross court.
And that's the type of attack she needs. Use a huge three-step approach.
Lauren Cacciamani is now back into the front line. Kalna Miller back into the back line. Cacciamani huffing and puffing. She's hitting in the back and hitting in the front. Miller. Long Beach setting Grabovats a lot. Miller, oh, great dig, 30 feet straight up. Cochran rejected. Brandy Barrett, Misty May there. Long Beach gets it. That was a point for Long Beach. 10-10. Points are going fast. Playing to 15, no cap. Melissa Ota is in. Good pass, here comes Bremner. Tossed it a little bit. Free ball Long Beach. Oh, bad set by Misty May. May makes up for it. She takes a whack at it and scores. Misty May gives Long Beach the lead back. First lead of game 5 for Long Beach. Ota serving. Bremner, Cacciamani, yes.
Gotta go to Lauren Cacciamani. The last 2 plays, Bremner going to the outside, but you have to go with your bread and butter. What's been working for you the entire match?
11-all in a game to 15. Long Beach, back set, Benaishi Dillard. Thumping it through.
Benaishi Dillard, known as a very shy, quiet player on the floor. She makes her noise on the offense.
Now, Anya Grabovats, set to serve. Long Beach ahead by 1. Bremner into the middle, one-hand set, Cacciamani. 12-12 now. We're going right down to the wire in the 5th and final game. Now, substitution coming in. The woman from Brasilia, Brazil, sophomore, Leilani Schlotfeld. Can she get it in? Can she get an ace? Great pass. Misty May tries to dump it. Chance to take the lead. No, not there. Long Beach on the free ball. Sets left. Alvarado got it.
Jessica Alvarado right over the top of the Penn State block. Great recognition by May, realizing that Bremner was blocking.
Still great balance for Long Beach hitting-wise. Now Misty May, the best server on the team. Jumper at 13-12. Cacciamani, dug. Long Beach can get to 14 right here. Alvarado puts it away! And now, an undefeated season waiting for Brian Gimolaro, but not before a timeout. We have to take a quick break. Coming right back. Penn State, Long Beach. Long Beach, Penn State. More after this. One of the great championship final matches in history. Long Beach State 1 point away from an NCAA title and finishing undefeated. The great Misty May will serve it up. The crowd rises. This could be it right here. May, Penn State trying to hang in there. Into the middle. This could be it right here. Long Beach looking to write a little history. Walls, got it! Long Beach finishes undefeated. The Long Beach State 49ers pressed to the limit. Undefeated and NCAA titleists for the first time in collegiate volleyball history. We'll come back and wrap it up from Madison, Wisconsin, where the Long Beach State 49ers rule